Right. Yeah. Just don't say anything about your mother's maiden name or whatever. Okay. So what we're doing is we are making a series of things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get kind of an inside shape. Okay, and then I'm going to get an outside shape. And these can be whatever you want. I'm going to grab both of them. And then I'm going to go to Object, Blend, Make, and then Object, Blend, Blend Options. And we'll specified steps, and we'll just do 3 right now. And I probably have a fill color on, which is why I can't see anything. Okay, so let's get rid of our fill color. There we are. And now I can just kind of adjust the outside and inside shapes. I don't like this one. Whoop. Round that one out. And I hate that. Alright, so that's pretty good. I feel like it's way too many shapes, but that's pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to make the outside one be a slightly lighter value of that color. So let's go. Oh wait, no, I'm going to use these to cut each other. Okay, so grab these, and now I'm going to go Object, Expand Appearance. That was weird.
Okay, what?
They shouldn't have. Okay. All right, so let's go to Blend, Expand. There we go. So what that did is that instead of, now I have individual shapes. So I got each of these as an individual shape.
So could I have originally, when I made all my shapes, I didn't do the blend thing, I just created each shape.
Yeah, that's fine.
Would it have worked to do the expand thing, just then it would have made them all separate shapes? I didn't have to go into the shape tool and click them all individually.
Right, so when you're using a blend, it shows you the steps in between those shapes. So if I were to do something like this, and I'd go, you know, here's a circle, and then I go, here's a square, and if I grab these two things and I blend them, then it's showing me the steps in between, but these 3 shapes in between here, they aren't real, they're just being shown.
Yeah.
Until I expand them. So if I go to Object, Blend, Expand, now each one of them has their own anchor points and is their own shape.
Okay, so it wouldn't have worked since I drew each line manually, individually.
Right.
Okay.
You basically just did it manually, and I just did it automatically.
Yeah, but your way was way easier.
But I mean, if you wanted some variation in these shapes, you'd still have to come in and work them over and do whatever. So it kind of depends on what you're going for. Okay, so that's what blending does. And then now we're going to want this to be something that casts a shadow. I'm going to delete 2 of these actually, just so that let's ungroup them. And let's delete this one and delete this one. Okay, so just for simplicity's sake. And now I'm just going to come in and we're just going to make a big rectangle, circle, whatever. And I'm going to make this, it doesn't matter, whatever color we want. Throw that behind everything. I'm going to take this top shape and I'm going to cut it out. So Shift M, Alt click in the center. So now that's got a hole. X / to get rid of the stroke. Apparently I'm going to be on my black arrow tool to do that. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to do the same thing. So let's just go big giant shape. Let's throw that behind. And
What are all of the shortcuts that you're doing?
I will call them out better. So / is going to get rid of your fill or your stroke, whichever one is active. X, so if I do this, X toggles which one is active. And then to send stuff forward or back, I press Command right bracket or Command left bracket. To send it all the way to the front, Command Shift right bracket, Command Shift left bracket. Okay, so now we've got this shape, and I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to grab my shape builder tool by pressing Shift M. I'm going to delete the center here by holding Alt while I single click. Okay, we'll do that one more time. Big giant shape. Come over here and make it darker still. And then Shift, Command, left bracket throws that all the way to the back. V for the black arrow tool, Shift click will select the second thing. Shift M gives you your shape builder tool, and Alt click deletes the center. Okay. And just for our final stroke here, let's get our last value. Like that. Okay, so now we've got these, but we want these to look like they're holes cut out and casting a shadow. There are a ton of different ways to do them. I'm going to just do 3 of them just so you have options. So one way is I take this whole thing and I go copy, paste, and back. And I'm going to color it black. And then I'm going to take
Is that Control B to paste them back?
Control B to paste and back, yes. So if I do it like this, I can just arrow it down, and then I can go blur, Gaussian blur. And we'll go preview, and then I'm just going to kind of blur this until I like it, and it'll get weirdly gray. I'll click OK. And then I'm going to come over to my transparency panel. Because it's a shadow, I will multiply it, and then I can drop it down. And because it's multiplied, it will mix. Okay, but I don't want the shadow on the outside here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a shape with my pen tool. Shift X. Okay, and with that shape selected, I'm also going to select this shape, and then I'm going to press Command 7, and that will mask it. So with that masked, I can just throw it back behind by pressing Command left bracket. That's one way to do it. Okay, another way to do it, let's do that. Let's just lock these top layers. So I'm going to select this top layer, press Command 2, select this next layer, press Command 2, and now when I click, I'm not going to get either of those. I'm going to get this middle one. So this middle one, I'm just going to put like a red box here so we can kind of see the layers. And so you can see that the middle one has like a hole cut in the middle, right? Just like the top one. Another thing that we could do with this is we could say, I'm going to grab this shape, and I'm going to grab my shape builder tool, and I'm going to single click here in the middle. And what that does is that gives me this shape, right? So I now have a shape that is made out of exactly this intersection. Okay? So that's just something to consider. I'm going to grab this, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to copy, paste, and back, drag it down with my arrow tools, and then I'm going to grab that like that. Okay, and then I can come in and I can go blur, Gaussian blur, preview. Let's tighten it up this time. Go like that, and then we'll go to multiply, lower the opacity. Okay, and then I can come in and I can adjust how tight or how loose that is. Okay, and in this case, I can grab this guy, Shift M, Alt click, or sorry, not Alt click, but single click. So I'm on my shape builder tool, I single click, it gives me this edge. I'm just going to press Shift X just so that it has, sorry, hit V, then hit Shift X. I just want the center. Shift X. Okay, just so I can see through it. I'm just going to make the stroke pink. And then I'm going to grab this inside shape as well. And then I press Command 7. So that's just a slightly quicker way to make that effect. And inside of this, if I double click, I can do all kinds of things. So I can come in here like this and I can say, oh, I want a little bit more over here. So I can add, something that is black and I go to Effect and Apply Gaussian Blur or whatever. If for some reason I wanted to control more of a shadow, it's now inside of this clipping path, and so I can do that. Okay? Escape will get you out. Okay, same thing down here. Okay. So let's say that we've got like this, and I can just go Command C, Command B, Gaussian Blur, make it black. Okay, arrow tool it down. Opacity, blend, multiply, opacity down. I can get rid of this thing.
More questions that aren't super related